You are not broke, bro. You are over consuming. And I'm about to tell you how you're about to save your first $20,000.
No Buy 2026 is coming and we need to be prepared. The first thing you're going to do is delete all the shopping apps off of your phone.
I don't care what anyone says. Saving money is sexy. So these are some things that I'm not buying in 2026.
Everyone's chasing the next big money trend in 2026. New side hustles, new investments, new ways to get rich. But there's one trend that actually works, and almost nobody wants to do it. No Buy 2026 isn't flashy, it's not viral, and it definitely isn't fun, but it's quietly the fastest way to stop bleeding money, reset your habits, and build real wealth without needing a higher income. Today, I'm breaking down why No Buy 2026 actually works, why people fail at it, and how it can completely change your finances this year. And by the way, I'll be reading some of your comments in today's episode, so if you want to be featured in the next one, definitely make sure to leave one down below.
You're probably not broke, you're just over consuming. So for 2026, I made a no buy list to help us become financially free and stable. Number 1, buying things in excess. I am not walking into a store to buy 4 body lotions, 3 perfumes, and 2 body scrubs anymore. I will only buy what I need and I can restock when it's empty, not just because I want to have a variety or because I'm bored. And if I already own something that serves the same purpose, I'm not buying it. Shoes, clothes, water bottles. No one needs 10 sweatshirts or 6 Awala colorways. Number 2, manicures. I paid almost $50 for one set last time and it was
I do like my manicures.
an acrylic, so I stopped. I spent $100 on Amazon to get everything that I needed so I can manicure myself at home, and now I have unlimited manicures, time with myself, and a new hobby. Do not ask me about pedicures though, because girl, I can't even reach my toes. Number 3, expensive hair care. I fell into the expensive equals better mindset. $30 shampoo, $30 conditioner, and no shade, no tea, but I was not even impressed. So going forward, I'll be choosing hair care products that are affordable and also high quality. For 2026, let's be intentional with how we spend our hard-earned money. And remember, every dollar has a purpose.
I like her tips, but it really can get broken down into like 2 major ones. The first one being no excess buying. And I think this one is awesome. You really don't need a lot of the same thing, especially when it is the same thing. And I think this rule applies really well with like people that like to grocery shop. I've noticed lots of people tend to kind of overstock things they already have, and it either goes bad or they just don't realize they have it. And lo and behold, you have 6 ketchups or something crazy like that. So it's a really good idea that when you're trying to save money, to go shopping in your own pantry and your own fridge first before you go to the grocery store. And another great way is, I know it's weird because it's like no excess buying, but if you buy in bulk, you can reduce a lot of your spending and you won't have to go to the grocery store as frequent, which might cause you to overspend and buy things you don't need. The second one she brought up, which I really like, which is like not going and getting her hair done or getting manicures and stuff like that. And she said, just because it's more expensive doesn't necessarily mean it's better. And that's true to an extent. I mean, if you think about it, I like to say the rule, buy it nice or buy it twice. I used to be really cheap, especially growing up and in college and right out of college. I would buy things incredibly cheap. And what I started to realize is those cheap things that I would purchase would break very frequently. Like if I bought a cheap coffee maker or a cheap toaster, it would break and I'd have to end up buying another one. I buy a cheap vacuum cleaner and it breaks, and now I essentially paid more or the same price as what could have gotten me a really nice vacuum cleaner had I have bought it in the first place. So I think being more frugal and aware of what you're buying, even if it costs more in the beginning, is better than buying cheap stuff because it inevitably falls apart. But I do like the fact that the second rule that I want to get to is like being self-sufficient. I think this one is a huge rule and something you guys should all think about going into 2026, in 2026, to really save money. Anything you think you can do or try and learn is going to save you money in the long run. And a big thing for me when I graduated college, I realized how expensive maintaining a car is. So I learned and taught myself from YouTube Academy how to fix things myself. You know, you got to be a little handy, but you start small, oil changes, air filter, doing some fluids, doing some brakes, and you slowly work your way up. I'm not saying go swap an engine out on your first time, but you can save a tremendous amount of money doing even basic maintenance stuff yourself. So I highly recommend you guys do that. I even have a car channel that I've started. It just as a hobby and for fun. So if you guys want to see me outside of just sitting at this desk, then I highly recommend you go subscribe to my car channel. Now, I wanted to read a couple of comments that people had left on this TikTok because I think they're pretty interesting. The biggest thing that can help anyone with overspending is just mindfully shopping. Don't follow trends. Trends die fast and money is gone even quicker. Function and quality over trendy and cheap. I mean, that's essentially what we just talked about here. And I do like this. And it's not only like spending is just mindfully shopping. That's how you stop overspending. It's also like, don't go to the grocery store hungry or you're going to naturally buy more. And, time and time again, I will say to myself, nah, I could get away with it. I can go to the grocery store hungry because that's usually why I'm going to the grocery store, because I am hungry and I don't have food at home. And I end up buying more than what I should have purchased. So it is a good idea to eat before, or maybe look stuff up online, add them to your cart or your wish list, sit on it for a little bit, and in a week or 2 weeks, come back and see if you really want it. That's what I do instead of impulse buying things. I'll add it to my cart, see if I really need it. And then maybe it sounded really great at first, but then I realized, I already have it, or do I really need it? And just give yourself more time for that cool down period to take place. And if you need it, okay, budget for it, buy it. If you don't, then you can remove it from your cart and it's not a permanent thing. You know what I'm saying?
Starting off 2026 with a no buy quarter. So here are the 3 things I'm refusing to buy. Okay, first is Amazon purchases. If it's not replacing something or something isn't broken, then it's gonna be going on a 30-day list. And most of the time I will just be forgetting about it. So I'm gonna be saving money. Second, I'm not buying new clothes just because something is trendy. I already have a closet full of clothes that half I don't even wear. So if I really want something, I can go thrift shopping. And a third is convenience shopping. This is going to be super hard for me, but it's going to save me so much money. So like ordering food just because I'm lazy when I could be cooking. Because a lot of my convenience shopping is just because I'm lazy and impulsive, not because it's intentional. So I want to be intentional going into 2026.
I kind of like that. No buy quarterly instead of like no buy 2026. I think some people might get way overwhelmed from thinking about, oh my gosh, how am I going to do this for a year? So breaking things down either monthly, quarterly, however it is that would work best for you, just giving yourself like small goals to work past or work towards instead of like a really large one that might become overwhelming is certainly a good idea. Now, the whole Amazon thing, I totally agree with. I deleted most, if not all, no, I don't want to say all, but I deleted majority of those apps, the sneakers app, the like tons of apps that are just specifically for shopping, Temu, all those things. And I'm guilty. We're all human. We all are not perfect. So I do have Amazon and I do have eBay, but the reason I have those is eBay, I like to sell stuff on, occasionally buy some used things. And Amazon, I'm guilty. I like to use it. I am into weird and obscure things, 3D printing, which you can see right on that corner there, and some other things that you just can't go to a store and buy stuff. It's just not available anywhere else. Maybe they used to carry it and they don't now because it's so much cheaper on Amazon. But again, you really have to be careful. I also run a business. So as you're watching right now, so I do use Amazon a lot for business purposes and I get to write those off, their tax deductions and stuff like that. But for the average Joe, the average consumer, Amazon makes it extremely easy to keep adding things to your cart and they just take the pain out of shopping. And that's something you guys have to be aware of, especially the newest change they added where if you've already purchased stuff, get this, you can now add, they changed the button to blue. It's add to delivery. So they've completely gotten rid of the whole section of ship to this address and put your credit card in that payment, that checkout page. Now you click add to delivery, boom, 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 boom. Oh my gosh, ask me how I know. I accidentally clicked the button. I was like, what the heck is this? It was a feature they just added. So you got to be really, really, really careful when you are online shopping. especially Amazon. With the new year just starting, I know a lot of people are thinking, all right, I need to be a little more mindful with my money. Not in a dramatic way, but just actually paying attention to where money's being spent, where it's going, instead of letting it disappear quietly. And that's exactly why my fiance and I have been using Monarch Money. And thanks to Monarch for being a continued sponsor and for sponsoring today's episode. Monarch is a private, ad-free personal finance platform that brings everything into one clean dashboard. Bank accounts, credit cards, investments, they're all in one place. No ads and no data selling. You're the customer, not the product. What makes Monarch perfect for this time of year is how clearly it shows your real spending habits, not in a judgmental way, just honesty. I can finally see my luxuries versus my necessities, my wants versus my needs spending, as well as recurring charges and trends at a glance, which makes it way easier to spot the stuff that doesn't actually add value to my life. And now with Monarch's AI-powered insights, it doesn't just show the numbers. It explains why things change, if spending jumps, or if something looks off. I get a clear, plain English explanation instead of guessing or ignoring it. I like that I don't have to micromanage every purchase because it's that exactly that really used to stop me from tracking my money in the first place. Now I can just do a quick check-in, stay aware, and let the data keep me level-headed, especially when it's easy to justify small purchases that add up fast. Everything syncs securely with over 13,000 institutions using read-only access and bank-level encryption, and it works seamlessly on both web and mobile. And if you manage money with a partner, that shared dashboard keeps everyone on the same page with no surprises. If you're trying to be more intentional with your spending this year, not perfect, just more aware, Monarch makes that way easier. So again, huge thanks to Monarch for partnering with me. You can start your free trial and get 50% off your first year by scanning the QR code you see somewhere on the screen or by using the link in the description of today's video. Anywho, I wanted to read a couple of comments from the previous No Buy 2025 episode that we made. If you guys haven't seen that video, highly recommend you check it out. If you guys want to get featured in future videos, definitely make sure to leave a comment down below. I ask, if I lost my job, would I regret this purchase and make the decision accordingly? This is a very good point. And that I've heard this several times in the past. I'm glad somebody brought it up again. Yeah, if you were jobless, you didn't have a job, and you only had whatever money was left in your bank account, let's say it was an emergency fund, would you be purchasing these luxuries, or is it a necessity? Do you actually need it? Do you really need to purchase the newest Xbox or PS5 or video game if it's between putting food on your plate, paying rent, or playing a video game? Like if you have to make that decision, if it's even a thought, you probably shouldn't be buying it. And if you go in with this mindset, you can really save a lot of money. Now, obviously, you're allowed to treat yourself. I don't want this to sound like a punishment. No Buy 2026 is supposed to be a fun, rewarding thing of slow and steady wins the race. The whole point of this is to just let you be more aware of how you're spending, because most people are so reckless. They have no idea how much they spend. They're spending hundreds of thousands of dollars on their credit card every single month on stuff that they don't even realize they purchased. It just gets thrown in their closet. So this trend is just to make you more aware of your finances and of your life, and it will inevitably help you save money towards whatever goal you might have. I mean, look at all the freaking products. Oh my gosh. It really is crazy how many products there are. We live in such a consumer culture. I really want to make a video like asking other cultures and other countries what they think about American consumerism and what they think about debt. Like if I went to Japan or I went to the UK or a place in Europe or Germany or something like that, and I asked the people there, what do you think about American consumerism? How do you guys view debt? How do you guys view saving? But for those that live in another country right now, let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below. My in-laws are millionaires, and you would never know it. Modest home, don't eat out, shop at thrift stores and discount grocery stores. They drive old cars, they save and invest, and can write a check for any big expense they want, which is rare. They wanted to buy 30 acres of land, and they paid cash. No debt. And I feel like there's a huge misconception of the traditional or typical millionaire, because I think our society and social media casts the view of millionaires as like just big spenders and like like crazy spending, and they just show a lot of materialistic stuff. And you guys got to realize that is such a small niche. And typically, maybe if they actually are millionaires, the way those influencers are millionaires is from like flexing and showing you that lifestyle. But that is not the norm. That is probably like 1 or 2% of the majority of millionaires. Majority of millionaires live very boring lifestyles. You wouldn't even know it. You're probably walking past them all the time and you have no idea. Most people want to spend like millionaires, not actually do what it takes to be millionaires, which is something like no buy 2026. You have to be very disciplined with your spending and really be mindful with what your purchases are, because this will allow you to save and invest, and it will eventually grow and become an extremely large amount by compounding interest and crazy stuff like that.
If you're planning on doing no buy 2026, now is the time to start planning. The new year is literally upon us. It's only about 5 or 6 weeks away. And I know a lot of you are just trying to get through to Christmas, but the failure to plan is the plan to fail. The first thing that I did when I started planning for No Buy 2025 was that I watched tons and tons of videos of people who were doing No Buy 2025 to get inspiration. This year for No Buy 2026, my rules are going to take a little bit of a turn, although some will remain. And I will have a video all about that in December, so make sure you stick around for that. The next thing we need to do is some mindset. The book Psychology of Money.
Yep.
The way that you spend really has to do with your behavior and not so much about the fact that you don't know what to do.
Yeah.
Because you do know what to do. And then third, we need to have strategies in place. I kept a list on my phone of all the things that I was tempted to impulse buy along with their prices. Also, you need to have a list of things that you're going to do when you feel tempted to shop. We need to have other things to do besides shop.
Free things, cheaper things, things like that. You know what is, and not many people know this, an almost guaranteed way to save money in the long run this year? I'll let you in on a secret because not many people know this. It's subscribing to the channel. Believe it or not, the information and the things that I tell you on this channel will inevitably save you money in the long run. If you apply the things that we talk about here on the channel, you will save a lot of money or pay off tons of debt. I promise you. I mean, I can't guarantee it, but I am like 99.9% confident. You guys leave comments all the time. The best part is subscribing to the channel is completely free and it doesn't cost a dime. So just click that subscribe button down below. We're almost at 100K subscribers, and when we hit it, we're going to be doing a very large giveaway and hopefully paying off some people's debt, which would be super cool. But back to what she said, I think this is awesome. And that's something that I honestly forgot to even mention, and I'm glad she brought this up. The way I got into like saving money and having lots of money and investing lots of money is by understanding money. Money is its own thing, like anything else. You need to educate yourself about it. You need to learn about it. You need to study it, just like you would do in school, just like whatever major you graduated with or whatever hobby you decided to do. If you got into fishing, you have to learn how fishing works. If you got into baking, you don't just throw random stuff together. You read recipes, you watch videos, you learn about the craft that you're interested in, and you will do good at it. So if you want to be good at money, A, you have to be interested in it, and B, you have to learn about it or force yourself to be interested in it. I hated school. I don't want to say that. I despised going to school and learning things I was not interested in. And more times than not, I'd be getting C's or failing classes constantly. The one that comes to mind is my statistics class. I was so not interested in it, and it showed. I was failing the class. I had my last chance. I think I failed it twice, and this was my third attempt to retake it in college, or I was not able to actually go into my major and learn upper-level marketing, business marketing classes. So I convinced myself and forced myself to like statistics. Every time I said it, I smiled. I got happy. I went and studied. I went to remedial. I learned it. Had tutors, free tutors on the college. And I convinced myself that this is fun and enjoyable. And believe it or not, I scored the highest results on the final. I got like a 99.4 or some crazy number. And the teacher told me that I got the highest one. And I was like, If I could do that, I could probably do anything. And that was a huge thing that I learned. Knowledge and education is so powerful when it comes to learning things that you want to do. If you're not interested in money, I promise you ain't going to be wealthy. People don't want to be millionaires. They want to spend like millionaires. Such a true statement. Had to leave this in here for us to go over it just one more time to really let that sink in. Most people do not care to do what it takes to become a millionaire, which is all the habits of No Spend 2026. All they want to do is spend, be a consumer, and you're never going to achieve it. I mean, most people do not realize what it actually takes to become a millionaire, and that's why they are unsuccessful. They don't want to give up the impulse buying and the hyper consumerism and the fast fashion and the trends and the fads.
I don't care what anyone says, saving money is sexy. So these are some things that I'm not buying in 2026. As someone who considers himself like frugally chic, okay, first thing on the list is full-size meals at fast food restaurants. Will not be shamed about getting kids menu items. I love a good kids menu, dollar menu item. I'm not gonna buy the $15 to $18 full-size meal that I never even finish. Next on the list is beauty services. Wow. Duh. Lashes, tan, nails, hair. Like when I say we got the med spa, hair salon, everything at home, girl, we got it at home. It's made the biggest difference in my bank account, learning how to do everything myself, and it's fun. Lip liners and lip gloss. Used to get so influenced from girls on TikTok. And when they had the most gorgeous lip combo, I would immediately run to the drugstore or Sephora and buy it. And then it just looked orange and like shit on me. This year, we are not doing that. Next, we have buying in bulk. I am a true Costco lover. I used to be like, oh, I'm saving so much money, I'm buying in bulk, da 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 da. You're not saving money if you don't finish the product. So no more buying in bulk unless I know for a certain that we can finish that amount of like food, drinks before it goes bad. Next, we have cheaper shit. Okay, I used to be the person that bought the $80 suitcase, but within the last year, I bought the $80 suitcase 5 times because it busted open, broke. The zipper on one of my suitcases literally busted in the Dubai airport, and I was like picking up my bras off the floor.
The No Buy 2026, she spent $80 on her cheaper suitcase to go on a like $6,000 Dubai trip. I'm sure it's fine, whatever. That's just I'm like, it's a little funny there.
Spent $1,000 on a suitcase that has a lifetime warranty.
Hold on, did she just say she spent $1,000 on a suitcase?
If the wheel breaks, if it's busted, if it gets whatever stolen, lost, the brand completely covers it. Personally, for 2026, I really want to invest in like good quality pieces that will actually last me a lifetime instead of repurchasing like the cheaper option 10 times throughout my lifetime and actually spending more money and contributing to more waste and like overconsumption. Okay, last but not least is probably the most controversial one, and it's physical books. I do read a lot of books, and physical books are 1, so expensive, 2, they take up so much space just to not get reread. Recently bought a used Kindle for $80, and buying books on here is like $10.
I think spending $1,000 on a suitcase is a little more controversial than buying a couple books. Yeah, this is definitely like to each their own, because for me, I eat a ton of food. So buying in bulk is actually good for me. And I specifically choose to buy things I know are not going to expire. I'll buy a large bottle of ketchup. I'll buy a large bag of rice. I'll buy, I don't know, frozen fruit or frozen vegetables or something like that, because I know it's not going to go bad. However, if I buy a big thing of like lettuce, it will more than likely go bad before I have time to finish it. So I just think you have to shop a little smarter and a little wiser to make those purchases. As for books, again, to each their own. I just like recently started getting into book reading. Maybe a year or two ago, I'm like forcing myself to do that. And it's like a trophy to me to finish one, because I really don't read that much. So it doesn't take up that much space yet. I maybe have like 10 or 12 books. It's really not big on the back of my shelf over here, but it feels like an accomplishment for me, for somebody that like hated reading all their life, and to finally finish one and put that on the bookshelf, like I completed it. That is worth the little money that it might cost. And honestly, I ask for books for my birthday or the holidays, so I'm not really spending the money on it myself. So that's like my loophole around it as well.
You are not broke, bro. You are over consuming.
Yeah.
And I'm about to tell you how you about to save your first $20,000. I have created a what not to buy list for 2026, and you're gonna add it to yours. The first one, we're not gonna buy in excess. Not clothes, not cosmetics. You don't need 4 lotions, 4 deodorant, and 4 soaps. Buy what you need for the month. That is it. And the same with clothes. If your closet is full and your savings account is empty, your priorities are all off. Put that shit into a high yield savings account. Number 2, we are not this year buying bottles, VIP service, or sections. You're buying a moment of validation, and you're gonna be broke on Monday. Doesn't make sense.
This is not
Third thing, we are absolutely
thing.
not buying this year Designer items that we cannot buy twice. If you need to use Klarna or Afterpay, you cannot afford it. You don't need that shit, bro. Go get you 2 pair of shoes, 3 pair of pants, a few t-shirts, collar shirts. That's all. Number 4, DoorDash and Uber Eats. Take your ass to the grocery store.
Instacart.
All right?
Nope.
It is much cheaper. Or drive to pick it up. You should not be paying an additional $15 or $20 in delivery fees and taxes. You're paying a premium for staying undisciplined. Fuck it, learn to cook. Number 5, we are not buying any new cars.
You're paying a premium for being undisciplined. Words of the wise. I really like that.
High-ass car notes. $500, $600, $700 payment. It is stealing from your future self every single month. You could be contributing that to your Roth IRA. Number 6, subscriptions and gym memberships that you are not using. You don't need NBA All League Pass. You don't need Netflix, Hulu,
Disney,
and fucking Amazon. Pick one. If you forgot that you had it, cancel it. Number 7, trips with the guys to escape reality. I would highly advise that you build a life that you don't need to run from. Number 8, drinks every single weekend. Alcohol is expensive, unproductive, and it's killing your momentum. You are spending more money on fun than on skills, books, and assets. You are purposely choosing comfort over progress.
Wow. I almost need to rewatch it. You guys should go rewatch that video just a couple of times because he had some banger points. One that really stood out to me is like, don't go escaping on the weekend and spending all your money to get like fulfillment out of your life. Create the life that you enjoy. And it's a great way to also reduce your spending because you're not going out spending a ton of money to get a short-term kind of dopamine rush. The other point that he brought up that's interesting, and there were other ones that I'm just forgetting to remember because he kept, there were so many different topics here. The whole thing, you pay for convenience. So if you're going to go DoorDash, Uber Eats, or pay Instacart and stuff like that, you are paying for convenience. And that is swell if you run a business and you don't have any time in the day and you make tons of money. This is a whole level that most people are not going to get to that quickly. So we have to start with the basics here. And once those are applied, then we can really get into some more strategic level of money management and things like that. And with that being said, I'm really curious if you guys are comfortable sharing, let me know how much debt you guys have down in the comments below and, and also how much savings you have. One of my goals is no Amazon this year. Horrible company and not supporting them anymore. Fair enough. This no buy trend is definitely an example of positive influencing and I am all for it. Better for people to discuss their no buy or no spend trends and probably even follow up with more discussion later in the year than try to influence people into buying more off Amazon.
No buy 2026 is coming and we need to be prepared. The first thing you're going to do is delete all the shopping apps off of your phone. I did this and this really helped me not just spend or scroll mindlessly. You're also going to remove your credit cards off of Apple Pay. That adds friction to your shopping so that you really have to go get your wallet and take the credit card out and all of that. Put a rule in place as well that you must keep something in your cart or on your wish list for 24 hours at minimum before you buy it. You'll be shocked at how many things you're like, oh, wait a minute, I don't need that. Also, come up with a list of hobbies or things that you can replace your shopping with. I realized I became a very one-dimensional person. I was just shopping or thinking about shopping and completely stopped reading books and doing other hobbies. So you need to reconnect with those. If you'd like me to do a video on ideas for that, please let me know. Stick around for more No Buy 2026 content. I
mean, that is a genius point. Oh my gosh. You guys got to realize these massive multi-billion-dollar companies, credit card companies, Apple, MasterCard, Visa, all of them, they spend millions or billions of dollars on market research to figure out how to get us to spend more money. And they've realized the more frictionless, the more convenient it is to shop, the more you will spend. Apple Pay. Tap it, good to go. Don't even have to take your freaking card out of your wallet anymore. So we went from cash to card to nothing. Just tapping it is enough now to get people to overspend more than they probably would if you had to take your credit card out or to take your cash out. So she brought up a genius point. We need to, if you're really trying to save money and budget and not overspend, you need to add friction make things a little more difficult when it comes to spending, deleting those apps, removing cards from Apple Pay. Geez, even like leaving your credit cards at home and only bringing cash with you. The more friction you add to your shopping, or simply put, the more friction you add to anything, the less you're going to do it. I'll give you an example. I've been upgrading my camera setup right now, really trying to, get my videos perfect for you guys. But in doing so, it's made my camera, like I have tons of wires going into it. It's on a teleprompter. I have a ring light. All the settings are set up perfectly. I've added friction to this because now I no longer want to make my car videos because I have to take my camera all apart, pull all the wires out, change all the settings, switch the lens, and then go film. So I haven't been filming my car videos as much as I'd like to. I've added friction to the routine, to the habit, and now I don't do it anymore. So now I'm thinking, and this is different because this is from a content creator, a business perspective, I'm thinking of investing in another camera separately because that channel makes me money and I need to keep making content for it. I should go buy another one. This removes the friction, therefore getting me to work more on the car channel. I mean, apply those same principles to certain aspects of your life. That is a huge tip. But anyways, that is going to be it for today's video. Hopefully you like today's episode. Let's crush 2026. Let's pay off as much debt. Let's start the emergency fund. Let's cap that emergency fund. Let's max out the Roth IRA. Let's invest as much as we possibly can this year. And in doing so, we're going to hit 100K on the channel and help you achieve some of those goals. But with that being said, smash that like button, turn on post notifications, subscribe. If you haven't seen No Buy 2025, definitely make sure to check it out right after this. Peace.